minutes for Facebook to bring this video up, but I'm so excited that you made out time to be here. Welcome, YouTube family. It's amazing to be live on YouTube too. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I am just looking for this video. Just give us 1 second. Yeah, we're almost there. Perfect. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you. Come into the video and let us know where you're joining from. I can see someone joining us, but I might not be able to see you directly. This is a new system that we're using today. So coming in and let me know where you're joining us from. It's the civilized presence, but I want you to know that you are in the right place. So just give us 2 minutes. We are almost there. So Dr. Theresa, I have the video on your page already. So we should have it on your page right now, live on your page. Thank you so much. Okay, perfect. So we are live today, both on Facebook and on YouTube, guys. Coming in and just let us know where you're joining us from. So I have a little surprise for you guys. Thank you so much, everyone. That was fun and exciting. I am so excited to be here, and let me know where you're joining us from. Welcome, Ifoma. It's great to have you in the house. And if you're joining us from coming in, and just say a quick hello. It's Facebook family. Thank you for making up time. And we just want to have Instagram join us right away. So we are live on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Welcome, welcome everyone. It's so good to have you in the house. Dee, it's great to have you. I am so excited that you made out time to be here. Thank you. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night. I'm not sure where you're joining us from, but I know that we have a global audience and I am so excited. And first of all, I want you guys to know that it's the Happy International Family Day. So that's something that brings me so much happiness and joy. Welcome, Instagram family. It's great to have you in the house. Come on in. And if I do not make mention of your name, that's not because I don't care. It's just that we're using a totally different platform this morning. So I might not see your name directly. If it's only if you have to leave a comment, then I'm going to give you a shout out. But thank you so much, Reverend Rajan. It's great to have your YouTube family. I am so excited, guys. If you're not following us on YouTube, you're late to the party. So you want to go on YouTube and follow us on my YouTube channel, which is Louisa Akaiso. And we will be streaming live every Mondays and Fridays. This is fun, guys. It's the Civilized Presence. Some of you have never been here before, so you might not know who I am. My name is Louisa Akaiso. And I am a master civility trainer, women development advocate, and of course, a leadership expert with the John Maxwell team. I work confidently with leaders and professionals that place great importance in themselves and their reputation. And that's going to be you this afternoon because you made out time to be here. And something that is so dear to my heart is that this year I feel so honored to share with you that I am the recipient of the World Civility Day I Changed Nation African Women of the Year 2020. And that was in April. I was so honored. And so thank you, all of you that nominated me. Thank you so much, I Changed Nation, for believing in me. And I am also the founder of the Civility for the Girl Child Day. And this is celebrated every October the 13th as the International Day for the girl child. And really our mission is built on the golden rule, leadership, image. And really the focus is to help every girl find their voice, embrace their flaws, and show up powerfully with their girl power. And so I'm so excited to have you here, all of you from Instagram family. I'm not going to be calling so many names today because we have so many people on different platforms, but I want you to know that I really do care about you. And I'm so grateful that you made out time to be here because without you, really, the show will not go on. So some of you have never been to Civilized Presence. Civilized Presence is an online TV session where lives are changed, where people discover themselves and voice, and of course, learn social skills to thrive in the real world. So if you're interested to become a change maker, you are in the right place, because you will agree with me right now that civility is the only tool that will heal the world. So it's so great to have you in the house. I'll just give a moment to my guest, who is here, Dr. Theresa. And Dr. Theresa, can you just say hello to the audience? Over to you, Dr. Theresa.
Good morning and good evening or afternoon, wherever you are. I want to thank Louisa for having me, and I want to thank everybody for joining us, because what a wonderful platform to be on. And I want to first honor Louisa for all the work she does. It's amazing. I'm a longtime follower, and I'm very honored that we are a part of the same John Maxwell community, because she's brilliant. So please follow her on all the platforms.
Thank you so much, Dr. Theresa. That means so much to me. It's so heartwarming to have my family here on Families Day. So those of you who do not know, it's the International Families Day. So try to share some love, some happiness with every member of your family and people around you. Reach out to your neighbors, okay, to your enemies too. This message is for everyone. So, guys, let's go back to the deal for today. I know that COVID-19 has literally crippled the world. And of course, business and families have been forced to go on a lockdown. I kind of feel like we've been bullied to come online. It's like, that's the only way. You cannot step out, so you have to be online. And many are still hoping that it's going to go away and, we will get back to normal. But guys, I'm sorry, normal is gone. There is a new normal, and that's our new reality. So even though I know it's so hard for you to accept it, we have to begin to adjust to the new normal, the new realities, whether it's with your family, with your business, with your life. Reinvent you so that you are not behind post COVID. And that's really the purpose of all of the masterclass series that we've been holding on with different experts. If you've never seen any of the videos, of course, if you go to my page, So Unique Expert, or my personal page, Louisa Kaiso, you would find tons and tons of videos with tools and strategies that would help you to show up powerfully as the best version of yourself post-COVID. And that's why we're always here. So, guys, we're here every Mondays and Fridays, like I mentioned to you, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Before, we used to be here at 8:30 a.m. We had to change the time because I know that 8:30 a.m., most of us are still sleeping. It's lockdown period. So we had to kind of switch the time around and bring it on at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So some of you are going to be watching this on replay. That's okay for you to just fast forward the first 5 minutes. But I have to say hello to my audience, because without them, the show will not go on. I really appreciate all of you for showing up powerfully. So what's going on? Come in, let's have a conversation. What's going on with your family, your children, your neighbors? How have you been? Homeschooling. Are you loving homeschooling or you hate it? I know so many people are really complaining. It's like, Louisa, I hate homeschooling, but we're stuck with this here. So let me just say a quick hello to some people, because there are a lot of us. Terry, is good to have you. That's another JMT family. Paris, is good to have you. Reverend Rajan, is good to have you. Guillermo, it's good to have you in the house. Ife, is good to have you. Jifa, is good to have you. Sandra, is good to have you. Wenger, is good to have you. Lola, is good to have you. Thank you so much. Esther, thank you so much for joining us. It's the Civilized Presence. You're definitely in the right place at the right time. So the topic of today, if you did not see the flyer or the post, is leading the differently abled children during this time of crisis. What a message today. I'm just thinking about the fact that it's the Family Day. It's so important that we share love and stretch out our hands of kindness to this special and lovely group of people. And sometimes we are a part of those children, but we really do not know how to work with them, how to communicate with them, how to really listen to them. They have their needs and we have to listen to them. So first of all, let me introduce you to my guest here. I'm so excited that she's here. This is Dr. Theresa Davis. She is an executive director with the John Maxwell team. She is certified to facilitate, speak, train, and coach individuals and groups in the areas of leadership development, professional skills, and personal growth. She is known for being innovative and progressive in the development of youth development curriculum. Dr. Theresa is the founder of two family service companies that facilitate court-ordered child supervision services, along with multiple other family mandated and supportive services. The co-founder of a new non-for-profit NMESHD that incorporates music, literacy, and leadership in after-school programs. Most recently, she accepted the award of 2016 and 2017 Women of the Year of the Association of Professional Business Women. In addition to all of this, she is being a foster parent for over 20 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me to welcome Dr. Theresa Davis. Woohoo! It's great to have you in the house. Welcome, Dr. Karen. It's great to have you in the house. Welcome, Saltis. Imagining, it's great to have you in the house. Thank you so much for joining us. This is going to be wonderful. So, Dr. Theresa, can you take a moment and just kind of talk to us, first of all, about your experience with COVID? Over to you, Dr. Theresa.
Well, again, thank you for having me, and what an amazing opportunity. So I'm very grateful. I'm here on the West Coast, and like most of the United States, we're on a shelter in place, and there's a little civil unrest over people wanting to stay home, which is a little disheartening because let's all do our part to flatten the curve. But my concern, especially, is with our young people. We need to model the appropriate response for them.
Mm.
And if we act uncivilly, they will do the same.
Mm.
And then there's the specially people with special ability in that community. They're watching us and they don't know how to respond because they tend to work best with a stable environment. And everything about our environment right now is unstable. But it's how we respond to that. So life is different. And we have to create our new normal.
Yes. Wow, thank you so much for sharing that, and welcome, Sister Uche. It's great to have you in the house. Welcome, Jofezi from Nigeria. It's great to have you in the house, guys. Coming in and just let me know where you're joining us from. I can see that we have a lot of representatives from different countries here. Welcome. We're live on YouTube, and because I cannot see my YouTube screen, guys, they're gonna feel jealous if I'm just giving you a shout out and not saying anything about them. And YouTube family, I love you guys. Thank you so much for making out time to be here. And of course, Dr. Theresa, I know how challenging that is going to be because, especially with all the information overload this period, if you get on the media, it's like different things every second. So it's going to be extremely hard for children who have special needs to be able to just follow along with all the changes that are happening in our environment. And simple things like you have to wash your hands. That's not going to be that easy for everyone to do and really go and just wash your hands at every minute. It's easier when you have everything in place and you are comfortable. But if you have to rely on certain support, it might not be the easiest move to make.
Yeah.
This is why we're having this conversation. Yes, it's good to have you here. Thank you. So, we want us to be able to change our way of thinking. Guys, I want to invite you and encourage you, because what happens when you hang around with me for a long time is, I believe and I hope that you should experience some kind of mind shift, in your way of thinking and treating other people, because stability is all about treating others the way that you want to be treated. The golden rule. It's focused on positive people's treatment. Apologize endlessly if you have to. And of course, I know so many people still find or think that stability is foreign, but not really. I mean, just think about it. If you're on the other side of the table and somebody does something terrible to you, at some point you're wondering, what's going on? Why does she behave that way? So you have to be responsible for your actions.
Mhm.
You're responsible for easing the experience of everyone that you come in contact with. It doesn't matter if they're family or not, and do not expect anything in return. Just be kind to them and love them because they deserve it, because they are human. Okay, so we're going to go back to the conversation for today, really leading the differently abled people during this time of crisis. Dr. Teresa, my next question for you would be, how are we able to, because I know, and of course, thank you for the work that you're doing, really with so
Mhm.
many organizations, just working to be able to bring some kind of peace and calm in the life of these children. I really pray that God is going to bless you with all the work that you are doing on a
Oh, thank you.
daily basis, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of, you must have a heart to serve people to do what you do. So now at this time, how would you please speak to the audience? What should we be looking out for? Families who are living with children with special needs. How can we respond to them in this time of crisis? Over to you, Dr.
Well,
Teresa.
I think it's a multi-step thing, a process.
Yeah.
Like maybe the TV shouldn't be on all day long as far as watching the news and getting that information dump. Personally, I've disconnected cable.
Mm,
And I'm not suggesting do that, but the kids don't need to hear, they, no
wonderful.
matter what their ability level, they are absorbing this and they hear the conversations.
Yeah.
So my suggestion is to table that, watch a little news after they go to bed. Do not have those discussions in front of them. Have a discussion about what's happening. I've had many discussions with the young people in my community of, yes, we're in a different time. Things will look different, but I love you the same. We're going to spend a lot of family time and make it fun for them. Okay, like make a chart. Okay, if you touch something, wash your hands. Make a little chart for them so they remember. Get them involved. But you know, one guy I have here, I had him stir the eggs. Okay, let's plan what breakfast looks like. Let's plan, make them a part of it. And you still have to provide some sort of education or schooling for them. And this works for even the now that we're homeschooling. Make them a part of the day. Give them responsibilities. Okay, uh, use making a recipe as part of their math lesson. You can make it fun. It's what you want to put into it. Um, and for our especially able children, really, it's about how we're being leaders for them, um, and what the expectation is, and also connecting them with their community. Contact their teacher. Get on a Zoom. Zoom is free, or one of the other platforms. Let them see their friends. They're very much about connection, just as we are. You know, commit to 30 minutes, maybe once a week, twice a week.
Mm,
Show them educational things.
mm,
It might not be what you want to watch, but involve them in the process. This is as dreary as you make it. So if you want it to be dreary, it will be.
mm.
But take this time and use it wisely. We can't get time back. So we've developed just different systems. And that's even suggesting back to the hand washing. Have them be active and put their hands on a piece of paper and have them color it so they know what their responsibility is. Give them little things to do. Oh, can you clean the doorknobs today? Make them conscious of they have an investment in this. I mean, this is what a gift to us. Let's change the mindset. What a gift. Many of us are so busy speaking, traveling, working. And God bless our first responders and our frontline workers. But some of us who aren't able to travel out, we can spend new time like scrapbooking, cooking together, showing kids how to make grocery lists, how to balance budgets, gardening. So it's how you invest in yourself and how you show your children how to manage the time, especially abled or not, and get the noise out of your life. You know, because the kids worry too, special abled or not. You know, they're absorbing all of that. Even if they're non-vocal, they feel the stress and animosity and they see our body language as we're listening to the news. I know when I'm watching or going on the internet just to look at the news, I know my body language is different, and I really have to guard myself from that because I don't want any of the children in my household to feel the anxiety, and not even discussing it with them because that's too much of a burden for them to carry. So we need to, this time, everybody on the broadcast, no matter what your educational level, what you do for a living, everybody's a leader. And this is time for us to become leaders in our homes and take responsibility for what the intake, what our children are absorbing, what we're expressing to them, how we respond in a crisis. And I think that's just would be an amazing gift that we can give back to our families, show them what to do in a time of crisis.
I really appreciate the work that you're doing, and I have some comments in the house from Sister Uche. It says, protecting them, get them involved.
Mm-hmm.
Environment for them, commitment is important. Get them involved. Thank you, Dr. Theresa. That really touches my heart. And I think that that is something that we should not have waited for the crisis period to be do. You know, this should have been part of our everyday lives.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We really have to have patience and listen to them. You know, I wonder, and of course, this takes us to my next question for you because everyone, I remember when COVID started, especially like in the beginning of March, like everywhere was thrown into so much uncertainty, so much fear at that point, and of course, it continues to now. And we look at the news and we hear really terrible stories. Yesterday, I was looking at Tamron Hall talking about the increase in suicide and abuse rates. And I understand that majority of the families were not taking care of these kids by themselves before. You know, they had to just kind of let them out in the morning and probably they're back later on in the evening. So, Dr. Teresa, I want us to speak about how can the families, of course, build a great relationship with them and try to communicate calmness into because believe it or not, it's just like you said, you know, they can sense, you know, the animosity, they can sense fear in you, even when you're not saying anything and you're troubled, they can sense it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We communicate some kind of calmness and families really to be able to, you know, treat them with the golden rule, love them, show, express some kind of love. Don't get them to the point that they feel like they're a burden and you know why am I here? Because I think so many families don't have patience, and maybe it's lack of awareness or lack of
Mm-hmm.
things. And you know, you're the expert. Can you speak about this? About how families can really help to restore calm with them, especially now that we're talking about increase in suicide rates, is very concerning to me because if someone is talking, you're not listening, you can expect the worst to happen. Over to you, Dr. Theresa.
Well, I think we're a society of instant gratification. And so, I mean, it started even before my generation. We'd go to our parents, and our parents didn't want to be like their parents, so they would give it to us right now, or we would throw a fit. So I think we need to rewire our brains to think that everything that's worth having, like John Maxwell says, is uphill. In my home, we have a list of expectations. And yes, that sounds like a big word, but I will do my part. But I also need to have you do your part. And no matter what the ability is, that conversation needs to be needs to be had. I think when this started, my little guy, I said to him, I said, things are changing. The bus is not coming for you, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But and it will be a little while. I don't know how long. I don't know, but you'll be the first to know. But look, I've talked to your teacher, and until we can figure out how to get you back in the classroom, we're going to do an online chat. Mm-hmm. And for the parents who want to participate, we're going to get your friends' numbers, and we're going to do a Zoom. And then I create an activity a day for all the family. Like we built a volcano. Mm. We, we've gardened a little. We are trying to groom the dog, give the dog a bath. Not that we don't do it on a regular basis, but everybody's involved. And then, like for the grocery list, I'm doing an online service now. Let's everybody be a part of making the list. What would you like? Can you help me write it? So making them a part of the process is super important. But you also have to create things for them to do, especially in our especially able community. It's not like we can throw them a workbook or the schoolwork that the school gives. Figure out what they're into. My little guy is a basketball fan, so I went online and got him coloring pictures and a crossword puzzle. Maybe that's a little bit above his ability, but that's something I can take time and do with him. Again, I don't watch a lot of TV, so I block my time out. So I have my time that I work, and then I take a break and spend some time doing a little bit of fun. Then I go back to doing what I need to do for my business, but it's taking the little blocks of time, and we can't work 8 hours like we used to because I'm invested in pouring into my family. So I'll do something and then focus on the family. Do something and focus on the family. And make them a part of meal prep. And yes, there are times you'll get frustrated. Like they got eggshells into the eggs. They didn't mean it. But we have to model the behavior that we expect. And yes, I could have done it myself yesterday morning. But it's also that's valuable time you get to bond with them and teach them. What a gift. Instead of looking at it like, what? I'm so frustrated with COVID. This is a gift to you. Right. And you might not have this time again. And we should have been really doing these things before, teaching hand washing and creating charts, fun little charts. It could be on a piece of paper. Okay, you go in the bathroom, you wash your hands, you go play outside, you come back and make it a game. How many times do you wash your hands a day? You can make it fun. It doesn't have to be a chore. And just do it out loud. Just, you have to kind of step outside your boundaries, even though some people are not used to being patient. This is the time to show patience. Everybody's in crisis. Again, it's how you respond.
True.
I'm not going to sit up here and say I don't get frustrated.
Yeah.
But words cut. You can't take words back.
Right.
And I know if I've ever said anything, I'm fast to come back and say, I was upset. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
That's big. Because again, all of our children, they need to know that we make mistakes, but do the right things to amend those mistakes.
Yes.
And it's just about communication. And what are you willing to pour into your children? I think we've, before COVID, got into a society where we ran around too much. We stopped cooking for our kids. We haven't taught our kids how to cook, even our especially able kids. There's something they can do to participate, whether it's set out the napkins or, my little guy, I usually have him set out the napkins and the forks, and sometimes, give them the drinks to set out. But everybody needs to do their part, and not just them, everybody. And switch the roles about. It won't be perfect the first time, but you have to embrace everybody, the gifts that they can bring to the table. And just our kids need love and embracing. I mean, it just kills me to know that our kids are in crisis just as much as we do, and they don't have the tools to weed through. And that's also including our young people and adults that suffer from mental illness. They don't have the skill set. So if there's someone that has mental illness in your church, in your community, just send them a text, just support them.
Mm-hmm.
We have the tool set to manage our behaviors. This is a time for us to stand up and set the example. Show a little human kindness and love. And I mean, I can't think of a greater gift. And it doesn't take that long. It really doesn't.
Dr. Theresa, this is so wonderful, and thank you so much for sharing this. We have more people who have joined us. Welcome, my sister Arlene. Ellen, it's so good to have you in the house. If you are just joining the conversation, as leading the differently able children during a time of crisis. So we're just going to take a 2 minutes, 2 seconds break. Guys, welcome back. If you are just joining us, it's the Civilized Presence. I'm so excited to have all of you here. And I want you to know that we are live here on Facebook and YouTube today. And of course, on Instagram, we have all of our viewers joining in from different parts of the world. It is amazing. We're talking about a topic that is so important and affects everyone, how to lead differently able children during this time of crisis. And it's so important for us to have brought in an expert who works with this group of people every single day. She runs different organizations. She's been a foster parent for over 20 years. And so she has all of the tools and everything that works to create peace and a respectful home during the time of crisis. We are all locked down. And what you do within the home really, really does matter. I think that something that I'm going to share with us is really to try to create something called a family code. Family code. And family code really is a structure for how the family is going to run. Just like Dr. Teresa has talked about how many of us have not had the chance to cook for the children, to spend time with them, to build relationships with them. This is the best time. You might never ever have this time again. What are you doing? Have a meeting, sit down with them, make them to feel valued. It's so important. Make them to feel loved, make them to feel appreciated, make them to feel that you really care about them and their input and opinions are very valid. And of course, try to have a conversation. Dr. Teresa has talked to us about having conversation with the children and giving them their own choice. What you expect from them is a two-way thing, and they might not be able to do it as fast as you expect them to do it, but you must have patience. It's a process. So, Dr. Teresa, before we go, of course, I would like to give you another question, and that question really is understanding a family structure in the home. Because whether it's for the differently able children or not, we must have a structure in the home.
Mhm.
Have a structure in the home. That's when you have abuse and people are going to be hitting themselves and fighting themselves and all kind of things are going to be showing up. So how can we, like, what steps can we take away from this session, beginning from today, to create a structure in the home of communication, of relationship building, so more like intentional parenting our children in the home. Over to you, Dr. Teresa.
I think it comes down to having a family meeting and talk about expectations,
Mm.
even and giving the voice. Well, what would you, as your parent, what are your expectations of me? I ask the kids all the time, what do you, during this crisis, what would you like to see differently? This is what I expect of you, and how do you feel about it? And even the specially able children in my home, they are a part of the conversation. They need to feel loved and valued, and that they had an input in setting the rules, you know, and just, okay, this, make them a part of the grocery and the meals of the week. What would you like to have?
Mhm.
And well, it's really about making them a part of it. I actually have less work from them now because they are a part of it. They know what groceries are we're going to purchase for the week. Um, One goes in there and starts taking everything out, lining it up. This is what we need for these ingredients. But it's about creating those and creating that conversation and expectations and letting them know, yes, we cannot do anything about being sheltered in place, but we are working together to make this a harmony, a home with harmony. But I'll do my part, but I also need you to do your part. And if there is a disruption, let's sit and talk about it. Let's have that conversation. Because it's not going to help us to throw blows and say unkind things. Let's just stop what we're doing and sit and have that conversation. And what would we do to amend what had occurred? So it's all about communication and teaching them.
Mhm.
Okay, this was not okay behavior. Let's talk about how we would change it next time. But we have to give our kids the tools. Many of us have been, again, too busy doing other things. This is, take advantage of this time and have these conversations. Get these things in place. Because at some point, COVID will go away. And you'll notice what an amazing opportunity we had to create those bonds, create those skill sets within them, create new rules, and it will allow your home to be more peaceful. Our home has been more peaceful now that COVID has hit than it was before.
Mm.
And there's 8, 9 people in my house.
Beautiful.
So it's just having those crucial conversations. And I know they're not comfortable. And I know we all have teenagers that um, can be special within themselves.
Right.
But you just have to be patient. We all are in this. Let's make it the best possible time that we have.
This is powerful, and thank you so much for sharing that. I have some comments from the audience. Sister Uche, such a wonderful woman of God. She says, "Yes, model the behaviors we expect. COVID-19 has been a blessing to my family. The bond has been unbelievable.
Mhm.
Chores, to family times, etc. This season has been such blessings for me and my family. I can't remember us as a family spending such time like this as a family, and the difference in the way God ministered this at the beginning to respond to COVID. Thank you so much for sharing that. And this is just going to go to our last question today. And Dr. Teresa, has been so wonderful learning from you and really just sharing, because I know that you're a leader by example. And so that's why I'm so excited when I have you here. I know that you really, it's like walking the talk. This is what you do every single day. So my final question would be about the homeschooling for these children.
Mhm.
Do
Sure.
we have enough resources for them at this point? Because I know everyone can be so busy and just doing it in a hurry. And are they well taken care of from your own opinion? Like, is there enough support for them at this time? Over to you.
I I think it's what you put into it.
Hmm.
You can stand there and say, "Oh, there's not enough. There's not this direct website." But there are leaders putting together. I was a part of a Rise Up Summit where we had leaders talk directly to children.
Right.
And even though you have a specially able child, let them listen. They'll absorb something.
Yes.
I mean, figure out what their ability is. If it's a dot to dot page or if it's a coloring page, find out what they're passionate about. So maybe they can't read, but you can print out their special character. If it's, patrol, teach them how to write paw, or it's all a step by step. It's what you put into it. I was on the internet looking for color pages for things around basketball. Like I said, I printed out a word search. Yeah, that's a little bit beyond his capabilities, but that's something he can color all around it. We can outline the words together. It's what you make out of it. So to say there's not enough resources, I don't fall back on that excuse. It's what you make out of it. Teaching them how to garden, that's a skill.
Yes.
Teaching them how to cook. Okay, they can't measure, but you can, put a piece of tape or show them, okay, fill this measuring cup. That's a half a cup. Now let's pour it in. Okay, maybe they won't remember that tomorrow, but repetitive action, they're going to remember that's a half a cup or that's what you put the milk in. They're receiving something from it. It's what you pour into.
Wow. This is so powerful.
So don't let COVID or the lack of things, and there's really not a lack of things. It's all mindset.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Make COVID what you want it to be.
Yes.
And like right now, God bless John Maxwell. He just gave us the ability to do a graduation commencement.
Mm-hmm.
Let them watch that.
Mm.
Feed their brains with positive things.
Yes.
There's plenty of free things on YouTube or, a podcast, or there's things out there. It might take you a little bit longer to find them, but you're going to get back what you put in.
Right.
And if you put in nothing, you're not going to get back anything.
I love that. If you put in nothing, you're not going to get back anything. And I think that is the
Mhm.
approach in really living, a life that I'm trying to create a powerful life for yourself. Whatever that you put in is what you get out. And,
Mhm.
like John has said, COVID-19 is horrible, but it all depends on your perspective. Is it a time for you to learn? Is it a time for you to bond? Is it a time for you to learn a new skill? Is it a time for you to build relationships with other people? Is it a time for you to learn about you? Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
we would never ever spend the time to learn about ourselves. We've been so much in a hurry, and so I know it is hard, but we are here. We are here now. We have
Mm-hmm.
to make the best out of it because this lockdown hasn't got an expiry date. We don't know when it's going to be over. We don't know when COVID is going to be done. But we have to make the best out of it. And of course, do not forget to continue to build and strengthen your immune system. I stress on that every day. Try to stay
Mm-hmm.
hydrated. The simple things that you can do. If you have to take garlic, take it. Ginger, whatever that works. And of course, Dr. Teresa, if you have some few nuggets that you can share with us for immunity, it would be nice. I want to learn from you too.
I think it's all moderation.
Good.
You know, put in all the different colors of fruits and vegetables and be creative. And that's about backing, that is redirecting you back to have the kids help.
Yeah.
They might know something that we don't know. But yeah, include all of our natural foods, garlic and ginger, and have fun making a shake out of something. And it's okay, every once in a while. We made s'mores the other night in the microwave. It's okay for the little treats. Tonight, once a week, our treat, we're going to have snow cones.
Yes.
And the kids are diligent about doing what they need to do because they know that the treat is coming. But we're going to have a healthy dinner of some stir-fried vegetables and um, maybe some rice. But yeah, now a time to reset our eating habits. I know a lot of us eat a lot of junk and fast food.
That's right.
It's a renewed time. I was speaking to Barbara Little and a John Maxwell friend of ours, and I said, I am so grateful for this time. It's been a complete mindset change.
Hmm.
I get to stand in the kitchen more and cook. And although I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they're eating again, but I had to change my thinking, saying, most of these kids are teenagers now. When am I going to get this opportunity to spend time with them again
That's true.
and teach them about the different herbs? And most kids don't know about growing basil or any of the herbs that we grew up growing,
Yes.
and teaching them how to eat cleaner, not perfect, cleaner,
Yes.
and how it doesn't have to come in a bag from a fast food restaurant.
Mm.
We can make our own French fries. And what a lovely bonding time.
Yes, it is. Especially times that you're able to create things together. It's always great time to bond. And so finally, I have a comment here. Sister Eileen says, thank you. All good information, especially with communication. Everyone should have an input. That's correct. So I wanted to ask you about what are the ways their reward system that works with the special people? Like, with the children, sometimes the reward system works. It gets them moving. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter how little the reward is, but just getting them to know that you celebrate whatever win that they had. I think it's so important. So how does this work with a special group of people? Over to you, Dr. T.
I I use like a chart system. I create our own little chart, knowing what their abilities are, like hand washing.
Yes.
Did you brush your teeth? And once I see, you get to put a sticker up on the chart or color in the box, depending if we have stickers at that point. And at the end of the week, okay, would you like a special treat? If it's chips, I keep a little bin up in my closet, little toys I gather through, from the dollar store, or I got from a Happy Meal that if someone didn't want. I let them go into the toy bucket,
Mm.
but I give them that choice. You want some, chips that I typically don't purchase, or, a pop, or
Yeah, I think we lost you for a
you
moment.
got to come in them and show them.
Got you back.
Yeah. Yeah. Just show them, reinforce their good behavior and say, okay, I have this. I'd like to share it with you.
Mm.
You helped me out by brushing your teeth every day this week. Here, not only is it good for your teeth, but I'm so proud of you.
Good. Good.
And there'll be days that they don't do so well,
Yes.
but say, okay, you forgot. It's okay. There is tomorrow.
Yes. Yes. Wow.
And just it's that positive reinforcement that they need on a daily,
Mm,
because they can't always communicate their needs and their worries and concerns. It's
yes.
what we tell them. It's like having a toddler. You have to continue to reinforce
Mm,
and reward,
yes.
and it'll be okay, and make them part of creating the reward, and you know have them tell you, okay, what are the three things you want to do this week to get rewarded?
Mm,
Well, we know one is brushing our teeth because we forget, or making sure our laundry's put away,
yes.
or being kind. We've had that on the list. And they have to tell me every day what they did to show kindness to someone.
That is good. That is
So it's
wonderful.
about make them responsible. We
Yes.
can even switch it from what can we do to get a reward to how were you, show me how you were responsible.
Mm, this is wonderful. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Teresa. It has been such an amazing time. Of course, always to work with you. It's so great to connect with you again here, my sister. I'm so glad that you made out time to be here, and for our Facebook family and YouTube family, and of course, Instagram family. Thank you so much for spending the afternoon with me. And if you joined us late, please go back on the replay and post any comment and questions that you would have. And of course, I will pass it on to Dr. Theresa. The topic of today, again, was leading the differently abled children during a time of crisis. And of course, I hate to let you go, but I have to. I have to be civil with my time as well with Dr. Teresa. And I hope to see you again, same time on Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be right here again at the Civilized Presence with another great topic. So have yourself a wonderful rest of the weekend. Thank you so much, Dr. Teresa. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you again. And hope to see you soon. Have yourself a wonderful day. Thank
You
you.
too. Thank you.
Bye for now.